This isn't me. I mean, it is, but I could never actually sleep in VR. Until now, at least. But that's just me. If you ever go around in these VR social games, you'll inevitably end up across people passed out in unbelievable positions, snoring through their headsets. But why? Not them, they're just drunk. But people do actually choose to sleep in VR. Hey Jamon, have you ever slept in VR before?
I have a few times, a good amount of times. It's nice being able to like kind of have a different environment than your own room, I guess. It kind of sucks because you have the brick on your face and it gets a little hot. So eventually you wake up at some point and it's just like, I'm gonna take it off and I'm gonna actually get some rest. But personally, I like sleeping in my own bed without the VR.
There is something magical about that state of being. To be able to lay down, close your eyes, and drift off into the dream world. But if you're anything like me, it's really hard to get there. Trying to go to bed before 2 a.m. can be harder than a Brazilian man bit by a wandering spider. And when you see that clock tick over to 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and you have something to do the next day, you'll do just about anything to make those dreams come your way, no matter how wet they might be. And that's number one on why people sleep in VR. But it's not just that, it's also wanting to sleep with other people.
It's nice to have other people there, I guess. If you're like sleeping with like other people or if you're just doing it in VR, it feels a lot less like intrusive. It feels a lot more comfortable having other people there because they're not actually physically there, but like they're kind of there, you know what I mean? It can like, I guess, be good for like if you're lonely or if you just don't want to be in your own room, I guess, you know?
You're camping. You set the tent up and everything is put away. You lay down to read a book before bed, and you notice a dripping sound on your tent. That dripping turns into light rain. The sounds of the forest fade away, and all you can hear is the rain hitting the tent, the occasional cricket. And then if you're in a tiny-ass room like mine, you can imagine how nice it would be to be anywhere else. So what's it like to actually sleep in VR? You put a 2-pound headset on your face with these speakers on the side sticking out and lay back to sleep. It's that easy, right? So it's about 4 p.m. right now, and I think I'm gonna try to take a nap in VR. I've already set up everything, so I'll just get in and it'll be fine. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. It's just so much more comfortable without the headset on. Yeah. Fox, what do you think about sleeping in VR?
I don't really get them. I mean, to me, it makes more sense than like going on a sleep call in Discord, but I don't understand why they strap on some technology on their head just to catch some Z's.
The biggest worry for me when sleeping in VR wouldn't be how uncomfortable it is, like with this knob in the back. It's how uncomfortable it's gonna be when you wake up because you just spent 8 hours laying down with a flashlight shining through your eyelids. Luckily, they have VRChat worlds dedicated just to sleep. When you play VR, there's a few things that mess with people the most. One is motion sickness, usually caused by you moving in game while you aren't actually moving IRL, which you don't need to worry about because you aren't moving while sleeping. So what do you think of this world?
It's so cozy, like the smiling pig is very inviting.
2 is dizziness, usually caused by either the refresh rate of your headset being too low or a bunch of crazy things happening around you, which messes with your head. You also don't need to worry about these things too much because you aren't moving much while sleeping. It's very blue.
Oh, it's Hatsune Miku.
Give your best impression of Hatsune Miku. The last thing, though, is eye strain. There's a screen right in front of your eyes, which means as much as you might think you're looking at something far away, you're focused on something a dick's width away from your face. And this is made worse by the light shining from the screen itself, specifically blue light. This can't be changed, but you can try. These worlds are designed specifically around sleep. So they're as dark and moody as your future thought daughter, which is why the answer to that question is always gay son. I was sent a program specifically for sleeping in VR called Oyasumi VR. VR sleeping utilities. But you don't really need that. Just turn the brightness down in these sleep worlds and you'll be good.
Hey gang, welcome to my crib. This is where I love to catch some Z's, get a little rest when I get a little EPI. Let's go check it out. Raccoon City, here we come. Sweet. We got the sleepy cozy gas station. Gasoline to refuel you after your nice refreshing nap. Here you can get some tasty snacks if you ever get a little hungry. I personally like to catch a few Z's in the alcohol section. It's nice and cold. Like, yeah.
So what's in... I don't...
hey, you were supposed to... I actually haven't shown you where I actually sleep. It was a decoy. The freezer isn't really where I sleep. You have some cozy boxes. And this is just, do we have to?
No, I think we're good to go back. I don't really want to stay here much.
Frick, VR sleeping is nuts, man. Like sometimes I would sleep in VR for like 4 hours, and then I'd wake up at like 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning and be like, what? And then all my trackers would be dead, and I'd be like, okay, I'm actually gonna go to bed. But
Okay, so the other day I wasn't able to have a proper nap, but I figured I might as well just like try and sleep. So why would anyone ever do that? You have any advice for someone who might want to sleep in VR?
I would say don't, but if they are going to, if they're so well set, I would say sleep in VR, but also just like take the headset off, maybe like put it on like the top of your forehead, maybe like lay on your stomach. Maybe I'd suggest doing that so you don't like flop around. You're like forced to be, we want to do the least amount of damage to the head, even though you probably already have damage to the head if you're sleeping in VR.
I was gonna do a final like third day trying to sleep in VR, but then I thought about how it went the previous 2 times, and I realized I just don't want to. When you wear the index on your face, it's so sweaty and hot and disgusting when you're trying to like sleep. So final thoughts, VR for cuddling works fine. Go ahead. VR for sleep, maybe give it a miss.